Numbers 16. We just completed a chapter that almost seemed out of place, with tassels and rules about sin and murdering a dude for picking up sticks on the Sabbath. Old school Bible stuff. But now we have a rebellion, murder, near murder, complaints about murder, more murder, and then crazy amounts of murder. So, old school Bible on steroids. Let's go. Korah, son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and certain Reubenites, Dathan and Abiram, sons of Eliab, and On, son of Peleth, became insolent and rose up against Moses. With them were 250 Israelite men, well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the council. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron and said to them, "You have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly?" Nothing screws up a good rebellion like explaining lineage. But okay, Korah and a bunch of other dudes are mad at Moses and Aaron for literally being holier than thou. And when you challenge Moses, you challenge God, which means bad things are about to happen. It's amazing how just a chapter ago, a dude whose only crime was picking up sticks on the wrong day was executed, and now more than 250 people are thinking, let's do an insurrection. What could go wrong? A little side note here. We are now combining different groups with different grievances. The Levites want access to the priesthood. The Reubenites want more political power. But we're just gonna merge them for now, even though both groups are about to meet very different fates. When Moses heard this, he fell face down. Then he said to Korah and all his followers, "In the morning the Lord will show who belongs to him and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him. The man he chooses, he will cause to come near him. You, Korah, and all your followers are to do this. Take censers, and tomorrow put burning coals and incense in them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. You Levites have gone too far." I can't believe Moses said all that face down. Anyway, this sounds like a setup, and you'd have to be a moron to go along with it. Which means Korah and his buddies are totally gonna do it. They're all gonna see who's extra holy. And the losers are gonna die. Moses also said to Korah, "Now listen, you Levites. Isn't it enough for you that the God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the Israelite community and brought you near himself to do the work at the Lord's tabernacle and to stand before the community and minister to them? He has brought you and all your fellow Levites near himself, but now you are trying to get a priesthood too. It is against the Lord that you and all your followers have banded together. Who is Aaron that you should grumble against him?" Good question. Who is Aaron, really? We don't really learn much about him, at least in relation to Moses. It's always Moses, Moses, Moses. But okay, let's guilt trip these guys for daring to question the religious hierarchy. As if they should be satisfied that they have to do menial labor for God, while Aaron's priest family gets a cut of everything that's donated to God. I mean, it is about damn time the people rose up. This is a conflict, by the way, that has been going on for millennia. Who has power within a group? The elite or the masses? The elite never want to give up their power, so the masses have to band together to fight back, or nothing will ever change. Then Moses summoned Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab. But they said, "We will not come. Isn't it enough that you have brought us up out of a land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness? And now you also want to lord it over us? Moreover, you haven't brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, or given us an inheritance of fields and vineyards. Do you want to treat these men like slaves? No, we will not come." Moses is like a CEO trying to bust up a union, and the people are not having it. Good for them. I mean, this won't end well, but good for them for speaking up for themselves. Moses promised them milk and honey, and they've all just been wandering in the desert forever. And then those scouts found a land of milk and honey, but they didn't invade. I would be mad too. Remember, these guys want political power, so they're dealing with Moses. Korah and his group want priestly power, so they're targeting Aaron. Then Moses became very angry and said to the Lord, "Do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them." Moses is defensive. He's trying to suck up to God before God sides with them, which God should because they're making very good points. Moses said to Korah, "You and all your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow, you and they and Aaron. Each man is to take his censer and put incense in it, 250 censers in all, and present it before the Lord. You and Aaron are to present your censers also." So each of them took his censer, put burning coals and incense in it, and stood with Moses and Aaron at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Korah had gathered all his followers in opposition to them at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Separate yourselves from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once." What? No conversation? No debate? God's gonna just do a mass murder? I should have known. This book is nothing if not predictable. But Moses and Aaron fell face down and cried out, "Oh God, the God who gives breath to all living things, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins?" Wait, so Moses and Aaron are now on the side of the rebels? I mean, technically, God should kill them now too. At least they raise a fair point. Why would God murder everyone when he should just go after the instigators? Except this is God. This is the same guy who punished all of humanity because Eve ate a piece of fruit. He loves punishing innocent people. He's been doing it since week 1. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Say to the assembly, move away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Everyone take a step back if you don't want to be murdered." Not so fast, you three. Moses got up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. He warned the assembly, "Move back from the tents of these wicked men. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sins." So they moved away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrances to their tents. Oh God. God's gonna murder their wives, children, and other little ones. I don't know who the other little ones could be, since we already mentioned the kids, but it doesn't matter. They're all gonna die in a second. By the way, where the hell did Korah go? He was part of this, but the Bible just forgot about him because, again, his religious complaint is different from the political complaints of Dathan and Abiram. But he is there. It's just a weird omission. Then Moses said, "This is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things and that it was not my idea. If these men die a natural death and suffer the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the realm of the dead, then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt." Moses is really taking the heat for whatever God's about to do, which very much seems like it will not involve natural deaths. It's such a weird statement too. If they die of old age, it's not my fault. And if they get sucked into the earth, it's their fault. Basically, Moses wants everyone to know he is blameless. As soon as he finished saying all this, the ground under them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their household and all those associated with Korah, together with their possessions. They went down alive into the realm of the dead with everything they owned. The earth closed over them, and they perished and were gone from the community. At their cries, all the Israelites around them fled, shouting, "The earth is gonna swallow us too." Goodbye, wives and children and mysterious little ones we never learned about. Want to hear something scary? Later in the book of Numbers, we are going to find out some of Korah's children survived, which seems to contradict this section and seems completely improbable. But who's keeping track? Not the Bible people, that's for damn sure. You know, I understand earthquakes and I can imagine people falling into an opening in the earth, but for the earth to break apart and then come back together in what sounds like a couple of seconds is just as literally unbelievable as a giant flood over the entire planet. But at least the other Israelites were spared because they did what Moses told them to do. And fire came out from the Lord and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. I take back what I just said. God needed more corpses, so he just incinerated 250 guys for the hell of it. Technically, Korah should have been incinerated too, given the thing he was complaining about, but the Bible had him swallowed up by the earth a second ago. It's just very bad writing. Some translations of the Bible do have him getting burned up, while others have him getting buried alive. Either way, God murdered him. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, to remove the censers from the charred remains and scatter the coals some distance away, for the censers are holy, the censers of the men who sinned at the cost of their lives. Hammer the censers into sheets to overlay the altar, for they were presented before the Lord and have become holy. Let them be a sign to the Israelites." Oh sure, take these symbols of sin and put them in the holy place to scare the bejesus out of everyone else who ever thinks about this. There is a word for when you go after some people in order to stoke fear in everyone else who's just like them. Terrorism. And yet God is considered holy and good and kind and loving. So Eleazar the priest collected the bronze censers brought by those who had been burned to death, and he had them hammered out to overlay the altar, as the Lord directed him through Moses. This was to remind the Israelites that no one except a descendant of Aaron should come to burn incense before the Lord, or he would become like Korah and his followers. Right, terror, and all the priests are in on it. Got it. The next day, the whole Israelite community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. "You have killed the Lord's people," they said. These people never learn. I guess they're all gonna die now too. It is a fair complaint though. God killed our people. He's supposed to kill the other guys. But God does not care. He needs flesh. But when the assembly gathered in opposition to Moses and Aaron and turned toward the tent of meeting, suddenly the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron went to the front of the tent of meeting, and the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once." And they fell face down. Again, face down? You would think leaders of this community would stand up and tell God to stop with the genocide. Go in another room and play a video game, or play with a stress ball, or play with yourself and get your frustration out and then rejoin the group. But no, Moses and Aaron are about to let everyone die because they can't control the monster. Then Moses said to Aaron, "Take your censer and put incense in it, along with burning coals from the altar, and hurry to the assembly to make atonement for them. Wrath has come out from the Lord. The plague has started." So Aaron did as Moses said, and ran into the midst of the assembly. The plague had already started among the people, but Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. He stood between the living and the dead, and the plague stopped. But 14,700 people died from the plague, in addition to those who had died because of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance to the tent of meeting, for the plague had stopped. So Moses and Aaron gave God something that smelled nice, because we know he loves pleasing aromas like animal flesh. and then God stopped murdering everyone. I mean, after killing 14,700 people for nothing. Hey, but at least it wasn't gratuitous, right? Well, that was a chapter. God killed nearly 15,000 people using fire and earthquakes and a plague. And for what? Because some people questioned their place on the social ladder. Remember, all of this is supposed to get us to worship this God. Is the Bible just trying to scare us into belief? Whatever the case, God needs some anger management lessons fast. I don't even know how many Israelites are even left anymore.